a regular. He's come, I think, to most nerd nights. So you've probably seen him around if you've come to Nerd Night. He studied and taught product design at Stanford University. And tonight he gets analytical about finding love in cyberspace. So please welcome Wade McNary.
Thank you. So I have a trivia question for everybody. What's the biggest online dating night of the year?
February 13th.
Yeah, people are very close. So it's the Sunday after New Year's. So the Sunday after New Year's, what happens is it's the perfect alignment of three major motivators. New Year's resolution to find love, right, for single people. The second thing is that a lot of people wait until after the holidays to break up. They don't want to miss out on the cool gift, and so, or they don't want to be alone for the holiday, and so they wait, and then after the holidays they break up, and then they go online to see who's out there. And the third thing is that after 2 weeks of vacation, a lot of people are just bored, and boredom has a lot to do with online dating. So you can't have a nerd night talk without a little bit of history. So in 1932, some sociologists that nobody here knows examined 5,000 consecutive marriage licenses in Philadelphia. And what he found was 1/3 of the people lived within 5 blocks of each other before they got married. 1/3. 1 out of 6 lived on the same block. And 1 out of 8 lived at the same address. Okay. So this is Gramps in the middle. That's the pin. And 1 block is the small circle, and the big circle is 5 blocks. And so, for people who are here, it would mean that you'd be married. 1/3 of you would be marrying somebody in Wynwood between 95 and Miami Avenue, and 1/8 of you, look around the room, you would be marrying somebody that you see. So it's we don't live in that world. That's a very different feeling. And so today, online dating offers a virtually infinite pool of potential partners, available 24 hours a day at the press of a button or the swipe of an image, on almost any electronic device. I think that it's coming on the microwave, where you can just I'm cooking, I'm warming up the soup, with seemingly pinpoint precision. Seemingly. Okay. So I couldn't find an actual growth curve of online dating, but this is the these are Ebola cases. I think that the growth is similar. Tinder. So it started in 1995. So, but it didn't really take off until 2011 is when Tinder launched. Tinder alone claims 50 million users, making 2 billion swipes a day. 2 billion swipes a day, resulting in 15 million matches. It's huge. OkCupid, which is the biggest free dating site, they claim 40 million users, going on 40,000 dates, resulting in 3,000 new long-term relationships per day. Or at least before Tinder came along, that's right. And those are only 2 of the 8,000, approximately 8,000 places to meet online. That's 2 out of 8,000. All right. There's sites for every race, color, creed, sexual orientation. There's sites for people who are in prison. You name it, it exists. And almost 40% of heterosexual couples now, new heterosexual couples meet online. 80% of homosexual couples meet online. 80%. If you're gay and you're not online, you're missing out. Damn, so it's a wonder that anyone is single. All right, so I have some questions. I have some questions for you, all right? Here, I have to push my button. Who here has ever been frustrated by online dating? Raise your hand. All right, put your hand down, but you're going to keep your hand ready because somebody, all right? Who here wants to spend more time in a relationship and less time looking for one? All right. Who here wants to move from online to a successful first date more quickly? Not that many people. Right? Some people who are already in relationships. All right. Who here wants a way to feel comfortable that your online date is who they claim to be? So a lot of women's hands went up here, guys. Who here wants a quick way to know that your online date is not creepy or dangerous? So who here wants a quick way to tell if you and your online date have chemistry or not? All right. And the last one is, who here wants to stop wasting time and effort and money on bad first dates? So when you get down to it, the real, really the penalty for bad online dating is wasting time. You just waste time with the wrong person. So the other night, somebody said to me, somebody I met online, where she said, "Well, I haven't been on a bad date. I've just been on a bunch of dates where there's no chemistry." And so I said, "Well, I would call that a bad date, unless you're looking for people that you don't have chemistry with, right?" Okay. So people get exhausted dating online because they're bad at it. All right? It's a second job that requires skills that very few of us have. Marketing, design, photography, and creative writing, advertising, psychology, sales, theater, comedy, negotiation, philosophy, and often psychotherapy. On top of that, most people do not know what they're looking for, and men and women are bad at knowing what the other sex wants. All right, here are a couple examples of that. Women like to feel comfortable with the man first and then go see him. Wait. And men like to see the woman and then decide how he feels about her.
No.
Because people are bad at it, they wait. Women get frustrated because there are no good men out there. So whenever I'm online dating, and I know that it's not going to work out, I don't just go silent or say, sorry, I'm leaving the country for the next 7 years, and when I get back, we're not going to speak the same language anymore. I'm like, oh, well, tell me about your experience, right? Because I'm collecting data, and they'll say, well, there are no good men out there. I hear that over and over. So then, and men say, women never respond. Is it true? Okay. So biggest mistake number one is the wrong pictures.
Yep.
So I'm going to take for granted that people know the difference between a good picture and a bad picture. But like bad pictures are dark and grainy, or it's a silhouette, or the pictures sideways. Those are bad pictures. But you can take a good picture that's the wrong picture. All right. So here's an example of this is like doing everything wrong simultaneously. But I'm gonna show you a quick list of bad pictures. So pictures drive about 90% of the selection online. So this is big mistake number one, because if you're screwing up your picture, in most cases you're knocking yourself out of the game right away. All right. So you should invest in your pictures heavily, if anything. All right. All right, here we go. Don't show pictures of you drinking, smoking, or making a scary or funny face. Don't flip the bird. Use a gang sign. Or stick out your tongue, pierced or not. Do not show yourself in a group or at a party with your hot friend. or holding, or hugging, kissing, or holding a member of the opposite sex. I don't get it. I never get it. I don't get it when I see, and it's like 1 out of, I don't know, 50 times I'll see a picture of somebody, and I have men's profiles and women's profiles to collect information, but I never get it when I see a couple that's hugging. It's like, well, you don't need to be online dating. You're already dating. All right. You don't. Oh shit. Hang on. We'll pass the microphone a little bit. All right. Okay. Even if your dog kisses you with its tongue, you do not have to kiss your dog. It doesn't matter what your relationship is with your dog. You don't need to put this online. Don't post Where's Waldo pictures of you at Machu Picchu or the Eiffel Tower or other pictures of you that are where you're too small to be identified. All right. Also, avoid pictures of you skiing, snorkeling, scuba diving, or wearing giant sunglasses, even if you're a Kardashian. Or pictures of your feet or legs or other body parts where you cannot be identified. Avoid pictures of you in a zombie apocalypse or at a firing range. And I kid you not, 1 out of 20 women have a picture of them at the firing range. Like, if all right, so here's the caveat. Listen up. If you're a woman who's really into guns and firing range is something that you do every weekend, and you only want a guy that loves shooting with you, put this picture in there. But if it's something that you did one time in your life and it's something you could take or leave, don't put this in there. All right? Men, only show your bare chest in a logical context. Like, if you're playing beach volleyball, cool. Do not flex in the bathroom and take a selfie. Don't do that. You women, you're next. You're next. Women. Whereas a man holding a pet actually ranks pretty high. A guy with his dog actually ranks pretty high for women. They rank very low for men. Men do not want to see you with your pet, even if you're not tongue kissing your dog. Men don't want to see this picture. This is not a turn on. All right? This is just a crazy, this is like the cat lady. So the other thing that women should not do, don't overdo the sports. Sports are cool. Like, women say that ranks high if guys put sports on there. But it doesn't rank high for women to overdo the sports. So I'm going to show you somebody who favorited me. I mean, I couldn't imagine what I was going to say to her. All right. What should men post? What should men post? All right. Women, and this is my research. I've never been a woman. I've never played one on TV. This is just based on research. So if you disagree with me, then good. But I would say do your marketing split test, A/B test, right? So women want to see a good headshot and a story that she would want to be a part of. All right. So here's my recommendation. Take 2 headshots, one smiling at the camera and one not smiling. Because not everybody looks better smiling. It makes your cheeks bigger. Show your whole head, and this is based on research of about 50,000 pictures. Not mine, but somebody else's research. All right. Show your whole head and shoulders. Show tall hair if you have it. And apply a filter to decrease contrast. Let some women vote on your pictures, which one's better, and use that one. All right? That's a very easy way to test before you load up whatever stupid picture is on your Facebook. All right, so here, let's look. So here's a headshot. It happens to be a good-looking guy, but mostly it's a good picture, right? Any guy can take a picture of that quality, and they're gonna look way better than they do in real life. All right, you should. Look in magazines and you'll get ideas. All right, so then the rest of it is tell your story in 5 pictures. Show your interests and activities with a pet, doing a hobby, looking happy, professional, fit, artsy, like a foodie, cooking, like a firefighter or cop, at a construction site, playing beach volleyball, cycling, playing tennis, paddleboarding, kayaking, sailing, wearing surgical scrubs. Tell your story, don't tell this story, right? But this may work, but you have to be able to justify it later. Okay, so tell the story. The point is, tell the story that the woman will repeat in her head and other women. For example, I'm not going to imitate a woman, but he has a great smile and body, and he knows how to sail. He is a cute yellow Labrador and does something in the medical field. Now, so you can see, like, if you build a picture, then the woman is like, oh, I could imagine being a part of this guy's life. He's not a loser. Right? Okay. Next, what should women post? Now, women, you can't think like men. The thing I showed you men should do, you should not do. Okay? All right. Women. Men don't want to see a story. They want to see 3 things. They want a nice smile. They want a nice body, and they want a conversation starter. That's it, okay? So nice smile shot, again, is based on a study of about 50,000 pictures. The top 1,000 pictures out of 50,000 all had this in common. You should face the camera. Here, I'm gonna show the picture. Here's an example picture, all right? She's cute, but everybody can be cute. All right, your face should occupy the top center 1/3 of the image. The top center 1/3, not 1/100th, and not the entire thing. Don't like crop so that it looks like your head is in a box, okay? And then shot from a high angle, crop your forehead above the eyes, and show long hair if you have it. Flirt a little, and you can show some skin, but the conversation will be more sexual if you show more skin, all right? And apply a filter to decrease contrast. You don't have to go crazy with the Photoshop and stuff, but you know, like on Instagram, they have those filters. You can pick one that looks like the sun was shining behind you or something, and a decreased contrast a little makes you smoother, makes you, it's flattering, right? Okay, next one, nice body shot. Make the background simple, like a uniform wall, beach, or tidy bed. I can't tell you how many times I've seen pictures of women and they have like the tornadoes hit their bedroom and they didn't think, oh, maybe I should clean up my bedroom. I'll just take a selfie in front of this pile of clothes and then post it on a dating site, all right? You do not need several pictures of you in different outfits. The guy is not shopping for an outfit, all right? A man will, less is more. Less is more. A man will judge you based on the worst picture. And so, take your pictures, have some guys, and it doesn't matter if the guys are like guys in a coffee shop, you're trying to meet people anyway. Or if it's friends that you have, but have some guys say, oh, that's the hot one, right? And post that one and leave the others off, because the guy will be like, oh, she looks good in this. She looks good in this picture. Well, she's kind of wrinkled in this picture. And then you're out, even though most of your pictures were good. All right. Conversation starter. So the conversation starter can be anything, but it should be something that you want to talk about, right? So it could be you with an ear instrument, or it could be you with a dumbbell like this girl, or it could be a surfboard or a yoga pose or whatever, but it should be something that you want to talk about, okay? Okay, I recommend checking out, here's a pearl of wisdom, I recommend checking out a fraud website. It's a scam website. It's called Amo Latina. And it's sexy women from like Brazil and Colombia and Venezuela and stuff, and they're all fake profiles. But they're masterfully done to extract thousands of dollars from men. And so if you go on there, you can see what marketing people have come up with to attract men. So it's really easy for women. There's no scam men's site that I know of. Sorry guys. Okay, and then the other thing is just use these 3 pictures. I promise you less is more. If you want more pictures, connect your profile to Instagram, to Facebook, to YouTube, and show more of yourself. And the more you open yourself up, the more trust you'll build. And that's a very good thing. But don't do it on the page. All right, biggest mistake number 2. Bad writing, not enough writing, and too much writing. So you need to write enough, but you need to write the right thing. You can't just write any garbage that you want in there. So here's a guy. Can you read it? Can you read it? So it says my self-summary, and he says, like he has to put on there. Swag, that is all. And then it says, what am I doing with my life? Swag. I spend a lot of time thinking about swag. The first thing people usually notice about me, my swag. I'm really good at, well, you already know, swag. On a typical Friday night, swag the fuck out. So here's the guy. So my belief is that he's not gonna get any women. I don't know. I mean, girls, you tell me. Okay. So this is the pictures. The pictures are gonna draw somebody in, and like I said, that's 90% of the work. So after you draw them in, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Once your pictures have lured the potential mate, you will vet and be vetted through your writing. Okay. So don't read this one. It doesn't matter what it says. All that matters is the person that read it, the woman who read it, usually, was saying to herself, this guy is illiterate. I don't think I want to be with an illiterate guy. I just don't think so. And it's not just men. Actually, women do it too. I think men do it more because they're being stupid. Men are just being stupid. And I think women are being a little lazy. All right, what to do? So what you want to do is you want to show your personality in 3 dimensions. You want to seem like a personality. You don't want to flatten it. You don't want to use lists. You don't want to use a resume. You don't want vague or generic language. You don't want to flatten your personality so that everybody likes you. It's impossible. Everybody shouldn't like you. Not if you're a real person. Don't be generic. Don't be average. Don't be politically correct persona. Don't list achievements like you're applying for a job. If you list achievements like you're applying for, like, oh, I know this program. I know how to program in C++, and right. Use correct spelling and grammar. Bad spelling and grammar sends a signal that you are dull and lazy. Use optimistic language. And so this was a word cloud that was done by Amy Webb, who she wrote a book that it was called Data, whatever. She was doing another, like, How I Found Love Online. And what she found was that what you want to do is write a positive, witty, optimistic, and fun profile. Develop a personality. Use sentences in paragraphs. Oh my God. Use paragraphs and talk about your passions. Surfing, yoga, running, and skiing all ranked really high. People want to feel like, oh, this is going to be an exciting person to be with. All right? What makes your life interesting, fun? What makes you unique? How would your friends describe you? What are your passions and dreams? Don't be afraid you'll offend somebody. You should offend somebody. All right? You should offend somebody. State your preferences. I don't put this now, but I eat paleo. So a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's going to be a lot of work. We're going to be doing Costco and buying meat all the time, and I'm going to knock out all the vegetarians. But that's like, all right, that's fine. I'm into fitness and Latin dance. I'm not intimidated by intelligent women. You'll attract fewer people this way, but you'll get more of the people that you want. Okay? Men, here's a pearl of wisdom for you. Don't hide your exes. Don't hide your exes. Don't dwell on them, but don't hide them. Profiles that mention divorce, separation, or exes get 40% more responses. Men only. Women, men don't want to hear about your exes. Okay, use your words. The founders of Coffee Meets Bagel. Who's ever heard of Coffee Meets Bagel? So this was done by 3 Korean sisters that they wanted to do. They don't like Tinder because Tinder's like for men. It's like there's too much action. So it's by women for women. They did a Tinder-ish. It's a Tinder-ish app, but it's for women. All right. They did a study to find out the difference between singles who remain single and singles who end up coupling. And what they found is, what it revealed was that couples have longer profiles, longer text messages, and more text messages. And how much more? Well, it's like double. Right? So if you're somebody who's like, oh, you know, you think you're writing Morse code and you're being charged by the word, you're sabotaging yourself. All right, here's an example. You don't have to read it, but you get the idea. The one on the left is a list. You know, here's what I am. Shy at first, positive, organized. And then just expanding it into a paragraph, what happens is you end up with a personality in the profile. That's what you need to do. And this is sort of the right length. You don't need to write your magnum opus. All right? Okay. Biggest mistake number 3, getting lost in the inbox. So this is men. Men online, just like offline, you're expected to initiate the date or the conversation. All right? So women receive as many as 20 times more emails as we do, and don't have time to open them all. The vast majority of emails are never opened. Why? Because the subject line is buried in the barrage of hi, hey, hello, what's up, hey there, nice pic, etc. And that's what, so you can't see it, but this is a website that I've made, it's a girl's website that I put up on OkCupid. And in the corner, you'll see I got over 11,000 or 1,100 emails. 1,100 emails, and they all said the same thing. Hi, hey, you're cute. And I was like, I feel for you. Okay, so here's my advice to you, and I tested this on myself. Create a train wreck. So what's a train wreck? A train wreck is a subject line that is so intriguing that you cannot not look. You have to look. And I changed what I did was, on one of the sites that I was on, I was one of the guys that had hi, because I read in a book that that's all you needed to do, and if the woman liked your picture, she would respond. So I was getting about 5% response rate, which wasn't that bad. But I changed the subject line to bad news, and my response rate went from 5% to 40%. With changing, I added 2 words, and it went up by 8 times. All right? So guys, create intrigue. This is the biggest, after your pictures, this is the biggest thing. Don't share this with anybody that's not here tonight. Because then the inbox will be interesting, and then what's gonna happen? All right. So here, you want to hear what I wrote after bad news? Okay. So I wrote, bad news. Your inbox is definitely overflowing with crazy messages from guys everywhere. That's your penalty for having a pretty face on this website. Smiley face. Yeah, you look attractive in your picture and a little dangerous. LOL. We're close by. How about a chat on WhatsApp to see what we have in common? So when I did this test, I was getting 40% open rate, and from the ones that opened, I was getting about 40% or 50% of them that responded to the email. So this was very successful. So guys, this is a 1-2 punch. Intriguing subject line, intriguing email, and you're gonna get a response. Okay, the next thing, biggest mistake number 4, playing Tinder. This is another one for guys. Because guys just make more mistakes online. All right, and maybe offline too, but I don't know. But playing Tinder is a big mistake. Okay, so what this chart shows is that Tinder has taken over the online dating world. In the little ones, here I'm going to show you. So the blue one's Match.com, and the red one's Tinder. The green one's OkCupid, the purple one's Hinge, and the blue one's Zeus. Okay, so these guys were all doing okay, their thing, and then Tinder took off in July of 2013, and now these guys are like a footnote, right? So Tinder is where it's at, or at least I think it's kind of the superstore of online dating. I think it's not as good as some of the narrow, like if you are in prison, you should go to the online prison, prison dating site. I think JDate is popular for Jewish people. I think that, like the eHarmony, a Christian thing mostly. So, and also for people who are really serious, I think. So, okay, so Tinder, I think, can be a good place to go, but don't play Tinder, okay? So Tinder has crushed the online dating market. People go out to bars and play Tinder instead of looking around the bar. People Tinder on their way to Tinder dates. Tinder and other apps that link to your Facebook account have algorithms. It's not just like, it's not a stack of cards that you just look through all the cards. They have algorithms that match you up. How do they do that? They look at your network, the people that you like, the things that you sign up for. They look at your friends, your interests, and your groups. They look at all that stuff on Facebook. And so if you want to do better on Tinder, start liking the things that you like offline. The music. Here, I have a list. So join your favorite music, the celebrities, movies, books, clubs, and even countries on Facebook, and you'll get more and better introductions. All right, like I put reggaeton on mine, and all of a sudden I've got like all of Colombia on my Facebook. Okay, all right. So here's another pearl of wisdom. This is worth the price of admission, right here. This one slide. The average Tinder user logs on 7 times a day and plays for 11 minutes. How many minutes is that? 77 minutes. That's the average. So some people are on there longer than that. Forget it. One of the things that I said is how many people want to move, date, like be online less and date more. So the way to do that is stop doing all this nonsense that's not productive. Okay, well, women only swipe right 14% of the time. So that's like an 8, right? So guys, 7/8 of the time, the women that you're swiping that you think you're going to meet, you're never going to talk to them. You won't ever talk to them. So here's the thing. So Flame is a Tinder hack that hacks into your Tinder database, and it only shows you the women that have already selected you. So instead of spending 77 minutes a day, you can spend like 2 minutes, and you log on. You go, all right, these 6 women have picked me. I'm gonna, like 1 out of 6 is good. Done. Okay. All right. Biggest mistake number 5: aimless and disrespectful texting. Right. Texting has become a huge part of online dating. Today, 8 trillion messages are sent per year, or about 250,000 per minute. Do not engage in excessive or pointless texting. Endless texting back and forth extinguishes the original spark. Scheduling conflicts, postponing meeting in person, unrealistic roles like, oh my God, you're so cute, I want to meet you and I want to marry you. All right? Not being open, not opening up, or mundane banter means that they're not looking for a partner. There's about, this is a different talk, but there's about 50 reasons why people go on online dating sites, and getting a date is only one, and it's not the biggest one. All right? So, conversation is like playing volleyball. It's no fun for you if the other person doesn't volley, and it's no fun for them if you don't volley. So say something. Then ask the other person a question. Repeat with increasing banter and familiarity. If the other person does not invest in the conversation, if they do not want to volley with you, move on. All right? The same thing offline. If the person isn't playing, move on. It doesn't matter how cute they are. They're not interested. They're either not interested in you or they're not interested in online dating. It could be a teenager that's at home fooling around, right? It could be somebody who just broke up and they're like, oh, I wonder who's out there. And they're just goofing around. They're not interested. All right, steer the conversation to gather the information you need. So one of the big problems is people waste time is because they don't know what they're looking for. So when you go online, figure out what you need. So I'm going to give my example. So when I go online, I'm looking for 4 things. And so I'm going to move the conversation in this direction. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? All right? Because I know from my past relationships what my preference is. Are you analytical or creative? Do you like to dance? Because I really like to dance, and I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't like to dance. All right? What's your relationship like with your family? Or something like that. And what I'm really getting at is what's your relationship like with your dad? And it's just in my personal experience that's important. And so if I care about that, I want to I'll say, who do you live with? And they'll go, oh, I live with my cousin. Oh, really? Where do your parents live? And then the conversation just moves in that direction. And then when she says, no, I don't have a relationship with my dad. We've been at war for 30 years. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll talk to you later. All right. You should come up with 4 questions too. Do not engage in aimless text messaging. Also, save yourself some typing. Sooner or later, you'll receive the same questions from everybody you meet. Tell me about yourself. What do you do? What are you looking for? So these are these are paragraph answers. Don't retype that paragraph over and over. I put mine in the autofill. So if they say, what do you do? It says, DOO, and it fills in the whole paragraph. Or you can cut and paste, do it old school. But you're gonna get those questions, so go ahead and fill it out, because you don't wanna waste a bunch of time. Okay, write excellent answers, copy and paste when somebody asks, and stall a little so it seems like you're thinking. Okay, biggest mistake number 6, and I'm only presenting 6 even though I have lots and lots. So I want you, can you read this? I'm gonna read this for the people in the back. Okay, so the biggest mistake number 6 is dating online. So the guy says, well, and presumably this is the opener, you wanna fuck? And the girl says, when you say fuck, do you mean coming to my house with flowers, meeting my parents, taking me to dinner, and taking me home, talking about how wonderful a night we had, and repeating it again and again until I feel comfortable having sex with you? Then yes, I want to fuck. So I mean, it seems like every woman feels this way. Does the guy really think that he's just gonna say the magic word and my legs are gonna fly out? And so I say one of the big mistakes is dating online. So the point is, online dating is not dating online. You get it? It's not dating online. Online dating is not dating online. It's meeting potential dates online. The actual date happens in person, whereupon your brain will instantly decide if you have a romantic future together. All right? We're wired for that. Increase your first date success by quickly increasing your comfort with the right people while quickly decreasing the time wasted on the wrong people. Here's how to do less online and more dating. All right? You found somebody that you want to meet with a great profile, a train wreck subject line, and witty text volleyball. Men, now ask for a date? Not yet. You haven't established comfort. All right? Men, if you meet a woman at a party or in a bar, at some point you'll establish comfort by asking her, would you like to go sit somewhere quiet and talk? Or something like that, right? But do you do that online? Most people don't. So the importance is, online date will happen at the intersection of comfort and speed. So the women want the comfort and the men want the speed. And where those intersect, you're gonna get, that's where the date's gonna occur. So Men, if you go too fast and you skip over comfort, no date. You're over in the red area, not the purple area. Okay? But women, if you don't know how to get comfort, you're over in the blue area. Because the date's not going to happen because you didn't satisfy the man's need for some speed. Okay? So, why doesn't she feel comfortable? Well, because he may be dangerous. He may be dangerous or creepy. He may not look like his pictures. He may be weird or boring, and there may be no chemistry, and on and on and on. There are a lot of reasons why women can feel uncomfortable. And she's right. With anonymity comes deceit. Men lie about age, height, income, and say, I want kids, when they might not. Women lie about weight, body type, and age, and say things like, I'm drama-free. And I'm bisexual. That's one of the big women lies, because men think, oh, maybe I get a threesome out of this. But 80% of the women who say they're bisexual never contact anybody of their same sex. So men, forget it. You're not getting a threesome from your online date. And also, lots of people lie by implying that their picture is recent. And a lot of people who aren't single say they're single, and a lot of people who smoke say they don't smoke. Okay, here's the secret to establishing comfort online: FaceTime or Skype. So, ladies, take control here, because you're the ones that need the comfort. But guys, if now that you know that, and don't tell anybody who's not here, now that you know this, you use this, like, move through the process. You do the website or the app, have a conversation on WhatsApp and say, oh, I really like talking to you. Let's, how about if we have a FaceTime chat? And if we like each other, we'll go for coffee. You can move through literally one conversation, one conversation, one conversation, one conversation. And in, all accumulated 20 minutes, you're in front of the person. Okay, that's how it should go. And if they don't make it through those 4 steps, don't waste your time. Move on. There's 50 million people on online dating sites, right? I mean, I don't know how many there are in Miami, but there's a lot. Okay, if you're interested, but women, if you're interested but uncertain, this is the fastest way to confirm the person you're chatting with is who they say they are. No comfort, no chemistry, no date. That's it. All right, eliminating failed first dates instantly makes online dating more successful. I learned this lesson because I met a woman on I like Latin women, and I met a yeah. I saw some. I met a woman on a Latin dating site, and she lived in Bogota. So we talked for a while, and we connected. This is before I learned all this stuff I'm sharing with you. So we connected, and we had really good, banter through text. And so then I was like, oh, I have a free weekend. I'm gonna go down to Bogota. So when I met her in person, I was like, oh, this is a big mistake. And then it occurred to me, oh, a 1-minute FaceTime chat, and I wouldn't have made this trip. So learn from my mistakes. Okay, so now you have some ideas for quickly increasing your comfort with the right people while quickly decreasing the time wasted with the wrong people. What about the future of meeting online? I foresee that sites will facilitate testing pictures and writing. Like some of the things that I've talked about, I think that'll eventually be built into some of these sites, or maybe a separate site, but and predict preferences based on your actions. However, no matter how good online dating apps and sites become at filling the candidate funnel, they'll get better and better at adding people to the funnel. The final step will always be you. It's always going to be your brand, and it's never going to be replaced. So meet online, but don't date online. All right. Now go make yourself a super profile and get laid with somebody awesome in cyberspace. Thank you.